Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec. Today I'm here for Mercy Tiara Kits, and I'm going to be creating a 12 by 12 layout featuring the April 2024 release called Adventure Awaits. This kit combines products from Pink Paisley, Echo Park Paper, Simple Stories, American Crafts, and more. And even though there are several collections, they all coordinate like one big collection. I absolutely love it. Here is my narrowed down selection for today's layout. The pattern paper is from Simple Stories, the Pack Your Bags collection. And I have a bit of everything when it comes to embellishing. Most of what I end up using comes from the main kit and the travel add-on. You can find inspiration and information for the Mercy Tiara Kits on their website, Instagram, and on Facebook, and I will put a bunch of links below. So let's get started. You are about to see what's on my desk. So in advance, I matted two photos. These are travel day photos. So that's me and my husband at an airport waiting for our connecting flights. Those are our feet, along with an airplane outside the window photo. So I matted them in advance, and I'm showing you right now that I have a frame style foundation page that I made with two sheets of paper. I did gut the paper that was behind, and there is a tutorial for that on my channel, so I will link that up below as well. So here are the pattern papers. So all three of the printed papers come from the Simple Stories Pack Your Bags collection. Two of them were in the travel add-on, that one with the suitcases and the hearts on the flip side. That one was in the main kit. I also have a bit more cardstock, and this 12 by 12 sticker sheet was in the travel add-on. That is from Simple Stories as well. Now in this tray, I have tons of embellishing. I did narrow it down a bit for this project, but basically I have all of my embellishments in here from the main kit, the embellishment add-on, and the travel add-on. I'm showing you those two little iris containers there. In those iris containers, each one contains two ephemera packs from two different collections. Right now, I'm showing you some cut apart sheets in that baggie, and those came from these two 6 by 8 paper pads. This Adventure Awaits kit was absolutely huge with its add-ons. Again, I have all of the embellishments in this tray. However, what I end up mostly using comes from the main kit and the travel add-on. And I am going to describe all of these embellishments in a bit more detail later on in the process when I actually embellish my page. What I want to do right now is start preparing my foundation page. So I'm going to start by creating a layered photo mat. So I'm going to cut up some paper here. I will put measurements on the screen. Keep in mind, you can follow these measurements, of course, but when I create layered photo mats, typically, I fudge it a bit. Often, it's determined by the scraps that I have left on my scrap table. However, in this case, I am using 12 by 12 paper. I just wanted to throw that out there because maybe you're following along and you don't have paper that's quite big enough. This blue paper that I'm cutting right now, however, the size is intentional because I wanted it to be big enough to accommodate my two photos with mats. So I am putting measurements on the screen for these two papers right now, but I want to say at the very end, this blue paper, I cut it down by 1/4 of an inch. So the measurements on the screen are for the trimmed down final blue paper size. Now what you see me doing is auditioning two other pattern papers. What I want to do is cut out two circles to place behind this layered photo mat. The green one with the geotags would have been more subdued, but I kind of feel like using this paper with these suitcases. I'm honestly not sure if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to try it anyway, and it is the one I end up using. So the bigger circle, I cut it out with a Creative Memories custom cutting system that measures 5 7/8 of an inch. And for the smaller ones, I am using a circle die, and this one measures 4 inches. So what these circles are going to do is serve as base layers for my two embellishment clusters. So you can see I'm placing the bigger one in the top left corner, the smaller one's going in the bottom right, and I'm also working with the layers. The larger one is going behind that blue mat, and the smaller one is on top of the blue mat with a photo on top of it. What I'm doing right now is just testing out an ink. I want to ink the pattern papers, but I wasn't sure if I was going to like my ink or not. The ink I'm using is Morning Mist by Versifying Claire. So when I first used it, I just tested it on a spot that I knew would be covered up by photos. And once I was happy with it, then I continued inking. So I inked the two circles and the striped paper. And now what I'm going to do is adhere some of these layers to my foundation page. I am going to point something out in advance. Right now I'm adhering the striped paper and the blue paper, but when I put the blue paper down, what I end up noticing is the way the blue is placed on the striped paper over on the far left. I don't like it because it almost but doesn't entirely cover up a stripe. There's just a wee bit of a stripe peeking out, and to me it looks like a mistake. So I stopped the camera, and what I did was I took that striped paper and just bumped it up a little bit more towards the left, and what that did is it gave me a full stripe on the left side of that blue paper. In the end, I don't know if it makes much of a difference, but I did want to point that out because sometimes when I see small things like this that I know are going to bother me, I've learned to kind of address it right away as opposed to keep going, and then I end up having to pull off layer and layer to fix my mistake. So as you can see, I have adhered all of this down except the two photos and the small circle. That's because I am going to be playing with embellishments, and you can see all of my embellishing is around me. For my title, I'm going to use a sticker. So it's Travel With Me from that 12 by 12 sticker sheet from Simple Stories. And I'm showing you that I backed it with some cardstock. That's because I'm going to want to pop it up on foam adhesive, and I didn't want it to bend or warp. I also have a bunch of other stuff here. I don't end up using it all, but this is what I'm starting with. I'm showing you some cloud dies. Those are from the Hip Kit Club, and what I did was I cut out a bunch of clouds. They have stitching around the edges. They are super, super cute. And I know I'm going to want to use an airplane sticker that's on that Simple Story sticker sheet, and clouds are great with airplanes. That's why I punched them out. I'm also showing you I have some journaling cards. Those journaling cards are actually from the Pink Paisley Joyful Notes 6x8 paper pad. These are little puffy hearts that were in the main kit. I do have some ephemera from two different collections. The ones in my hand right now are from Joyful Notes from Pink Paisley, and the other pile there that I'm about to pick up, those are from Echo Park Paper. I think it is called, hang on a minute, it is Telling Our Story. So all of these colors look so nice together. Again, I think I mentioned it earlier. I find this kit is so well coordinated for something with so many different collections. Those self-adhesive brads and chipboard, those again are from that Echo Park Paper Telling Our Story collection. I also have some foam phrase stickers from Thickers. Those are from the American Crafts Coast to Coast collection. So the first thing I want to do is determine the placement of my title and my journaling. And once I determine that, then I can start working on my cluster. So you see me moving around the title there. I end up deciding to put it just above that photo on the left of the page. And now what I'm doing is just looking at my different options for journaling boxes. In the end, I end up going with one of those library cards from that Pink Paisley Joyful Notes 6x8 paper pad. I decide to go with the blue one. And after that, I'm going to start building clusters in both of those areas. first thing I'm going to pull out now are those die cut clouds because those are quite big. I know they're going to go around the title because they're clouds. I want them to go towards the top of the page. And I do know that I want to put an airplane sticker somewhere up in that top left-hand corner. Also, what you're going to see me do is get out the sticker sheet, and I will get out a piece of wax paper. I'm going to want to just select some stickers and play around with placement. So I'm going to put them on wax paper and then kind of rip my wax paper. That way I can play around with placement. So I start with a blue airplane. There are two airplanes on that sticker sheet. I decide to go with the blue one. There's a hot air balloon, a tab. I have some suitcases there. I do a passport. I know I can dig into more pieces later on, but I just want to start with something here. So I'm going to rip up that wax paper and then I will start playing around with placement. The airplane, I know I want to put it up in that top left corner. And at this point, I'm realizing it's the perfect blue to match that journaling box in the opposite corner. So I'm quite thrilled with that. I put a few suitcases down in the bottom corner just by that journaling box. Now, just a moment ago, actually, I was kind of playing around with a hot air balloon. I know I want to tuck it in there, but I want to make sure it doesn't take up too much visual space because I want the airplane to be more important than the hot air balloon. That's why you see me kind of tucking it behind the clouds. I also have a little passport sticker towards the bottom. I have that tab just above the photo on the right, so I'm kind of liking that, though I'm not convinced at this point. Right now I just had a sticker in my hand from that foam thicker sheet that comes back on the page a bit later on. So what I did was off camera, I did my journaling. You can see it's on a piece of vellum. Basically, I typed it up on the computer and then printed it. Now I'm getting out a border sticker sheet. I'm loving all of these embellishments. I feel like I want to put them all on the page, but you know, I can't put everything on the page, so that border sticker is just going to have to go for another layout. At this point, I have a lot of loose stuff on my desk. So what I'm doing right now is adhering what I've decided upon on my page, and then I will come in and do some finishing touches. So right now I'm working in that bottom right area where the journaling is. I'm adhering that photo. I don't know if you noticed a moment ago, I actually backed that photo with a little bit of scrap cardstock just to pop it off the page a bit, as opposed to adding foam adhesive. I often do that. So now I'm just kind of fooling around, making sure everything is straight because I have all these straight lines on my page. These suitcases are straight lines. The stripes are straight lines. Anyway, that's why you see me coming in with my T-square every once in a while, just to make sure everything is lined up. Now I'm working in that corner in the top left with my title. You can see me adding some foam adhesive behind the title. And for those clouds, I end up popping 2 of the 3 clouds up on foam adhesive as well. So I actually have a bit of trouble in this title area, and you're going to see me fool around with it quite a bit, because I don't really know where to place the title. This is what my problem is. You're going to see me place it in the middle. In the end, I end up tossing it to the left. But towards the very end of this video, I really don't like that. So you're going to see the title area, notably the placement of the title itself, does get tweaked at the very end of this video. But for the time being, you can see I am adhering things, adhering my hot air balloon, adhering my title and the clouds. And again, I end up kind of bumping the title a bit towards the left of the page. So I'm fooling around quite a bit with this. And once this is down, then I will play around with that little tab sticker that I had planned to put just above that photo on the right. The problem with that is I see this corner of a photo. You can see it on the left-hand side of the page, or the photo that's on the left-hand side of the page. just to the right of the title, there's a corner of a photo, and I'm really not liking that. Actually, what I just did a minute ago was take that photo that's on the right and I just pushed it up about half an inch. I found that that blue block or that blue cardstock that was just above my photo, I felt it was too big. But the other thing that's bothering me is that corner of the photo on the left. So I'm thinking maybe I won't use that tab. I will use this ephemera piece instead. I am trying to hide that corner of the photo. So these little problems are just appearing and I'm not quite sure what to do with them. Anyway, here is the finished layout, and off camera I did do some tweaking to address a few things that were bothering me. Number one, I trimmed 1/4 inch from that blue mat. So now the right side is equal to the left. Also, I bumped the title to the right, hiding that photo corner that was bothering me. Simple changes, but it made me so much happier. The funny thing was, these changes didn't come to my mind until I was editing this video and saw my layout on the screen. So in addition to those tweakings, I used that tab sticker you can see instead of the ephemera piece, and I placed some word stickers and a heart sticker just beneath it. I also added an arrow paper clip to the journaling box and some exclusive Mercy Tiara Kits sequins to each cluster, and both of those were in the main kit. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, Scrapbooking Quebec, I would be honored and thrilled if you did. And if you are a subscriber, thank you very much. Make sure you check out the Mercy Tiara Kit shop, Instagram, and Facebook page. I will put a bunch of links below. Take care, and I will see you soon on YouTube. Bye-bye.